Hello everyone and welcome to XCOM Chimera Squad. This is a new XCOM game. It's out on Steam right now, and it's kind of a smaller scale deal. It's certainly not as big as the XCOM and XCOM 2. Everything's kind of scaled down a bit, including the size of the encounters, but also the stuff you're doing in between missions, like you aren't really building bases, but you are equipping your units with new stuff. You're researching things, you're buying new equipment, and you also have a cast of very specific characters. We are gonna check it out today. So, first of all, this is your kind of situation room. So instead of a world map, you have a city map, and it's broken down into these several districts. And each one has you can see above here, a anarchy unrest meter. You see this guy, Highland Square over here, has got a very high unrest at the moment. You can see here, I'm gonna get a little bit of unrest building up there. And when I get a full unrest in one of these, I get more unrest up here. And if this fills out, I fail the game, basically. So that kind of works as the world threat meter, and countries being displeased with you and everything like that. So that's how that's kind of handled here. It's a little bit different. And yeah, the other things that we got going on here are you're choosing to make weapons. You can buy weapons, and you've got these currencies up here to buy weapons with. Got Illyrium, which is that's actually to research. Intel is to you purchase these field teams that can kind of help you out on the city map to bring unrest down. And you have credits, which is just money, which is what you usually use to buy weapons. Right now I don't have too much money, so we're not going to spend too much time here. You have Spec Ops, which are these kind of like, you just kind of send one of your units off to do a mission you don't actually do yourself, but you send them off and they're gone for a few days, and they come back with, in this case, this guy's going to come back with 85 credits, so that's another way you can make money. Training is this interesting situation where if you have a unit that gets hurt on the battlefield, you can send them to training, and basically it'll kind of like rehabilitate them. There's also you can also send healthy units there too, and they'll maybe get some new perks and stuff like that, or get some like increased hit points or something like that coming out the other side. But so far I've only used it to heal units that have taken damage on the missions that I've been on. Your armory here is your cast of characters, and we can go through them. This is a little bit different than this is probably one of the biggest departures from previous XCOM games. Is your characters are actually pre-written. They're not just randomly generated. They have a set of abilities you'll be able to unlock, and they have specifically written biographies. So they have like a past that you can look into, and that affects their personality. So all these characters, they have different kinds of personalities. They interact with each other, and it actually adds some pretty cool flavor to the game. They do have classes, so like this guy's obviously the defender class. This is like he's like my psionic abilities guy. I just acquired him. I haven't even used him on a mission yet, but his are supposed to be in the realm of like sniping and taking precision shots. And this chick, she is a melee fighter, so she'll get right up in the face of an enemy and just punch him. And it gets her, puts her in danger, a lot because she gets right up in the middle of the fight, but also she does a ton of damage, and it's a pretty cool ability. So let's just get into a mission. We'll take a look at some of the map, the menus afterwards. But there is no base building here. Like I said, there's a little bit of research and buying things, but you don't have like that like diorama or ant colony view where you're slotting in like power generators and research posts and stuff like that. You just don't have that in this game. So I've got a bunch of missions here. This is a main mission that I can't access until 5 days, unless I acquire some intel that unlocks it a little bit sooner. So the thing but down here I've got these secondary missions that I can go on, and those will advance this a little bit as well. So I'm actually gonna go on this contact scavenger market. So this is gonna open up a new way for me to acquire equipment. So every mission you go on advances 1 day. And if there's a lot of stuff going on in a particular district, you may get some unrest in that district. It kind of projects, it kind of tells you, if you advance a day, this is how much you're gonna get up. This is how much unrest you're gonna accrue in this district, so watch out. So you want to keep an eye on that before you just jump into a mission blindly. So we're gonna do that, and oh, okay. So this was a different kind of mission. So this is something this game does. There are definitely some issues with this game. There isn't a whole lot of, there's a lot of gray areas in the menus and exactly what's going to happen when you click a button that isn't always explained. I thought this was going to be a mission that I was going to take my crew out on, but this is one where you just send a APC out and you just get whatever get whatever it says it's going to give you. In this case, we unlocked the scavenger market, so now we get this new source of potentially really cool, really valuable tools that we can use, and we'll continue.
Hey Zephyr, question for you.
It's Zephyr, and stop making fun of my accent.
No, I bask in it. It's my favorite of all accents.
Get stuffed.
Wait, I didn't get to ask my... Oh, crikey.
So yeah, you get that kind of banter with your teammates, and some of it's funny, some of it's charming. It isn't overdone, let's say. But while we were, so that essentially advanced a day, and in that day we've got Verge, who's completed his training, so his scar from battle has been removed, so that's good. And now I'm gonna stick, I think she needs some training. Yeah, I need to remove her scar, so we're gonna do that. So that's good. Then we're going to see what else we got. You get a nice little list of things that happened, notifications and stuff. So anarchy and unrest change. Unrest in Renova Heights has risen to 2. That's not so bad. Agent is idle. I'll fix that in a minute. So now we've got, we can activate some of these projects and start to get some new stuff. I'm kind of wanting to spend some time getting some armor because I don't really have too much armor. Let's actually look here. We've got optics, we've got enhanced assault rifles, machine guns, shotguns, pistols. Those are the main guns. There's no sniper rifles. When we actually get into a mission, we'll see why there are no sniper rifles. Expert field teams. Field teams can be upgraded to rank 3. That's pretty good. Grenades, breach explosives, breach tactical equipment. New supply, medipatch, hollow scanner, target analyzer, ceasefire bomb, smoke bomb, flash bomb. Modular androids. This says this is priority, so I guess I'll do this. So we'll do that. That'll take 8 days apparently. And the scavenger market is open today.
I'm the proprietor of the Viper's Nest.
Zug.
A humble establishment in the fringe. As I'm sure you know, dangerous tech from the Advent days still turns up from time to time.
I like the art. The art style is good. It's got a really good, like, future cyberpunk city aesthetic. And the voice acting is really good too. For a budget title, it's only $20. You don't usually see that kind of, level of art and voice acting for that price range, but it does kind of show its budget price a little bit, and some of the menus and stuff like that, which will show. Advanced laser sight, frag grenade, ooh. Impact frame, which I can't afford, increases subdue damage by 2. Increases critical hit chance by 10%, improving even further works with proximity to target. I'm gonna do this. Okay. And now I can put Verge back on my squad. But I'm also going to go into, oops, that's the wrong spot, armory. I've been kind of making him my sniper for some reason. He's got an assault rifle, but as soon as I get him going up, he's supposed to be my sharpshooter, so we'll get him going too. Can I just put that on everybody now? Or did that just take it off of laser sight? Oh, there's advanced laser sight and laser sight. Oh, okay, I thought they were the same thing. Oops. Alright. You can see on the weapons there are 2 slots that you can add attachments. There's armor attachments that we'll get eventually. Breach item, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then a utility item, which everybody gets. Medkit's usually the main one that I go for there. Alright, let's see what we can do. So... oh boy. This is not looking good here. Difficulty, very difficult. Residents in this district report power spikes. City workers trace them to apartments connected to the progeny. I mean, I guess we're gonna go to this, right? Because we have to, because it's gonna increase the unrest there by a lot. I don't really want to do that difficult of a mission, though. This is kind of what you have to deal with, right? You've got all these things to do and not enough resources to pull them off on. Cutting edge. Expanded magazine weapon mod. -2 unrest in this district. Received the tip about an alerting power device used in the string of recent burglaries. I think I'm just gonna do this one. And then you get to kit out your squad. I'm not gonna change too much here because I've already got these guys pretty much how I like them, and we'll head out. And then we'll see where the actual gameplay of this
reported frequent power spikes. Now, intel
changes.
suggests the progeny have moved in.
So right off the bat, you get this breach mode, which is different from any of the other XCOM games. And basically what you do is you stack up your team at a breach point, and you get these, I guess you'd say bonuses, or not bonuses, in this case. So it says agent damage likely. That means when you go in, there's probably one of your guys is probably going to take a hit. First unit through the entrance is marked until the end of the encounter. Last unit through the entrance does +3 damage during the breach. Okay, so that's a good bonus. Here we have delayed snare. Last unit through the entrance will be rooted for 1 round. So I'm probably going to stack everybody up here. We're going to do Cherub first. Then Godmother, Urge, and last landed through the door. That's +3 damage. Yeah, Zephyr, we can have her do bonus damage. And then we breach, and it's like this slow motion breach mechanic, where we really don't get a good view of anything because the camera is really close up to this guy, the first guy through, and it sucks. But we can see all of our options here, 70%, 69%. So we got 94% for this character, this enemy. We just go through each character that we have breaching through the door and take our shots. Oh boy. So she is our fighter, so she's gonna run up and oh boy. Alright, so we took some hits. Not that big of a deal. Oh boy, oh yeah, that was awesome. She almost took him out.
That explains the power spike. Destroy that server.
Alright, so now we get into the section of the game that's even more different than what you just saw, the breach. The game does not run on all of my units take their turn, all of the enemy units take their turn, back and forth like that. On the side here you have this timeline, and you can see I've got Cherub, who I'm controlling here. Then there's gonna be, so I'm gonna take his move, then there's gonna be 2 enemies that take their move, then I've got my move, one of my character moves, then a enemy, me, enemy, me, blah blah blah, all the way till the end of the round, and then it, rotates back over. There are opportunities to move your characters in this order, change order, so you can take 2 shots at it, 2 of your teammates at one, 2 of your teammates back to back, yada yada, stuff like that. And maybe we'll have an opportunity to check that out on this mission. But I'm just gonna take this because, oh, that didn't kill him. Oh man. So that's a civilian unit. We don't want to hit that if possible. All right, that's not bad. So now we've got Godmother here, and she's got a shotgun, close range fighter. Where's the brute in order here? Thrall, resonant, brute. Oh, he's at the end, so we'll see if we got a better use of her time, her weapon. Alright, yeah, that's gonna be much better.
The sharp stars pierce.
Verge. Where are you, Verge? Over here. And of course, you can move. The playfield is limited to these tiny rooms, so there isn't a whole lot of movement going on. But, you know, you can take... You have action points, you know. You have 2 action points per round. Ending, you know, it ends if you take your shot, just like regular XCOM. But, you know, so I'm gonna move Verge here, see if I can get a better shot on one of these guys. Not gonna do that guy. Thralls 87. Okay, Resonance are size. They can do some wild stuff. And my guy's also Psi 2, so I have this Stupor ability. And then I have this Battle Madness, which I actually might use that on this situation. I think I'm going to do that for this guy. So Battle Madness will essentially make them fight their own fight their own guys. And hopefully they'll...
Her splendor drops in flakes.
Take a nice shot there.
Lacking the birth day.
Ooh. You just got a crit. Oh, that stinks. That's okay though. Let's see. It's still gonna take him out in 1 hit. Boom. And then, so she also gets a momentum after getting a kill. Basically an extra move, which is really cool. So now I can take her and put her into cover, which I'm gonna do. And Cherub here, let's see. Move him up here.
I'm going.
And then have him hopefully take this guy out. Yeah.
Batten down.
All right, goody goody. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. That's the Thrall over there. So I'm going to send her up here. This guy. Dead. So the berserking doesn't necessarily mean they're going to attack the enemy. They may also attack you. It just means that it isn't expressly going to attack you. So it could go either way.
Demolishing.
Alright, so we have to destroy this mainframe, and reinforcements are going to start to come in from here, potentially, and from here, potentially. So I want to start to prepare for that. We'll move her back over here. Cherub, I'm going to use a med kit to heal him up. And then I'm going to move him. Maybe I'm not going to move him. That's half cover. And he can shoot over this, so I'm just gonna actually have him Overwatch. This is a good opportunity for me to show how Overwatch works here. So Overwatch is a bit different here. It's a cone, and I love the way Overwatch works actually, because you can set up like these kill zones with overlapping cones and stuff like that. So instead of just kind of overwatching the entire battlefield, only enemies that enter this cone will trigger this character's Overwatch. So you can see how you could set up like layers of Overwatch and not have like one person moving triggering 5 characters Overwatches or something like that. So I'm gonna set that up.
I'm running low.
You're running low, are ya? That means she's running low on ammo. Let's see. I need to start attacking this mainframe. So I'm gonna have her go here.
On the move.
Then fire her weapon. Boom. Verge. Let's have you come here. I'll come. I'm supposed to have an icon down here of my character information, and it's not there. Like telling me how much ammo I have left, for instance. So this is
Weapon ready. A throng of sounds.
this is a problem with this game,
She desires.
in that it alright, cool. It's a little on the, I don't know what to say. It's got some rough edges. And stuff like that. See, it's there now. This is what I was looking for when I was in control of Verge, was information down here about my character, and how much ammo was left, which I did not have.
Smashing extremity.
So Cherub, I think I'm gonna use you to take this guy out. Oh, you missed. You stinker.
Reducing profile.
Ammo out. Reloading.
All right. Okay. So that was a mission. Yeah, that information down in that corner totally was not there when I wanted it the first time. And you get your after stats here. So that was a pretty short mission, even by this game standards. There's only one room. Usually there are 2 or 3 rooms, and you do a breach before you go into each room, and each combat zone is basically a room like you just saw. So we've got our after report here. We got somebody lightly wounded, somewhat wounded, unharmed, unharmed. and a breakdown of all of our casualties. And we rescued a civilian, we captured 3 enemies. And if you capture enemies versus killing them, from captured enemies, there's a 60% chance to earn 20 intel. So there is a incentive to capture or subdue, which is called when you're doing the action, than to kill. So that's something you might want to do to get the extra intel. Now Cherub got wounded. He's not severely wounded, so I don't know if he's gonna be if I'm gonna need to put him into rehab or not. And we've got the day report. Plus 2 days toward operation reveal, -2 unrest in Highland Square. That's where we did the mission. We got 35 credits and 20 intel. Oh, so we did get the 20 intel from the captured enemies. That's great. Unrest in English Point has risen to 2. Unrest in the Fringe has risen to 4. That's not good. And we got 3 in Renova Heights. Highland Square, yeah, we lowered to 2. Blue Blood, who's my sniper guy, which I haven't even taken out on a mission yet, he finished his Spec Ops mission, so we should have a pretty good chunk of change. Yeah, $155. So
I know you don't talk about
we'll buy some equipment.
But what about after? Were you some kind of interrogator?
Not at first. I was assigned to a scientist with broad popular appeal.
What'd you do?
I ensured he spoke of our arrival in a positive light, emphasized the benefits of bowing down to the elders.
That's kinda gross.
If we failed, Plan B was to purge the planet of all sentient life.
Verge, you're a gross hero.
Not from that. Less wrong is still wrong. I accept that now.
Alright, so we get some, a little bit more character story there. Spec Ops complete. Blue Blood completed gland adding. We got 85 credits. We could use intel. So we should send somebody here. I want to use Blue Blood on a mission. See how he goes. Let's send... I've been sending Godmother on a lot of these. She has... she's got the shotgun, which is nice. Yeah, I'm gonna send Godmother. Accept. So we'll get that. We'll get intel, some intel in 3 days. That's good. Anarchy and unrest change. Yeah, we already saw that. Promotion is ready. Oh, Godmother got a promotion. Awesome. So yeah, after they accrue a certain amount of XP in the field, which I think mostly is how many kills they get, you can, they'll get a promotion. So Godmother, we can do this if Godmother is unimpaired. Whoops, hold on. And takes enough damage to begin bleeding out. They are instead reduced to 1 HP and given a turn immediately after the current turn. 1 use per mission. Godmother takes a shot at an enemy, forcing them to reposition. The shot does no damage, 1 turn cooldown. That sounds pretty cool. To get somebody out of cover. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Alright. Let's see, and we got Agent is idle, so we're gonna put Blue Blood back into the roster, and we're gonna take a look at the map. Alright, so the fridge is really in trouble. Let's see if we can get a field team here. 20 credits income every Friday. So the field teams, they'll do they'll lower unrest, but they'll also give you some kind of income as well. So I've been going with security because +5 intel income, -2 district unrest every Friday, which is a pretty big deal. But you can see, you know, +5 credit income on a Friday, minus district unrest for completing district situations. Oh, okay, so that isn't even, you actually have to do something. That's not just panic. +5 Illyrium, 1 operational reveal point bonus reward on mission district. Can I do that? Yeah, confirm new field team. Alright, so hopefully this place doesn't get too out of control before that can kick in. It's Monday. It's not gonna happen until Friday, but we'll see. Yeah, so we've got a couple situations here. I think this, I'm still trying to figure out, I think situations, and we're gonna test this here. If we go into a mission, we'll close out the video, because you've seen what the game is. There really isn't much more to show. So we've got this warehouse fire. Fire broke out in a city impound. So I think this is going to be I just send the APC out. I don't actually go on the mission, like actually go and shoot dudes or anything like that. Unrest in Renova Heights has risen to 4.
Somehow, the progeny got their hands on an experimental codex. They're using it in ways it was never intended. Take advantage of this. If you force them to spread it thin, the codex will deteriorate.
Okay. So that looks like we just hit a milestone on our investigation. So I guess I should kind of give a little overview of the story here. City 31, which is where this is all taking place in, is like this experimental coexisting city of humans and aliens. Aliens from like the previous XCOM games. They aren't fighting each other anymore. They're living together. And you're sent in as this kind of like peacekeeping force. It's XCOM related, but it's specifically to keep peace inside the city. And during the beginning of the game, the mayor of the city get the car bombed, and it's, you know, this big huge deal because this city is supposed to be like this new wave of the future, right? So that kind of bad publicity is not very good. So you're tasked with figuring out who did the bombing and flush them out. You're given the choice to investigate 3 factions at the beginning of the game. I chose the progeny, and I think you're going to eventually investigate all of them, but I'm in the progress of investigating the progeny right now, and I just hit a milestone on that investigation. And we've got Terminal has completed her training, which is good. Anarchy on a nest change. Yeah, no, not doing good there. Agent is idle. Renova Heights, that's up here. So I can do this main story mission. Yeah, alright. So it looks like purple, main story. Gold is secondary missions that I actually go on. And then those blue missions are the ones that just send out an APC and you get whatever reward says there you're gonna get. So there's some things in this game that aren't, there's a lot of tutorials that pop up, but there's still a lot of confusion around the menus in this map screen and a lot of the stuff in the actual gameplay that's just not clear. There have been times where a wall didn't load in, so I thought you know there was no wall there, and I shot through it, but there was a wall there, and you know I didn't get my hit because there was a wall. There's just things like you go to position somebody behind cover, like behind a bar, or you know on the customer side of the bar, and there's stools there, right? And you can't position your character where you want to actually position them because there happens to be a stool there up against the bar. And it's like, you'd think an XCOM soldier would be able to just kind of push that stool out of the way. So instead, you don't get the shot you want, or you are exposed in half cover instead of full cover, or something like that. There's some walls that you might be able to shoot through, because I've done that before, but that's not expressed clearly. There's been some things with the art where I didn't even know a wall was a door because of the way that the art was looked and stuff. It was like covered up with like newspaper clippings and art and stuff like that. And I didn't know it was a door until one of the enemies used it, and I was like, wow, that'd be great if I knew that was a door before, because I would have gone in there first. And yeah, just little things like that start to add up. That not having my character information down in the bottom corner is very frustrating, because that's very important information. It's like, how much ammo they have left, which is something that I kind of need to know. So yeah, it's just there's some rough edges. It's definitely a game that is small in scale, and you can tell that it just didn't have nearly as big of a budget as like a big XCOM game. So there's some rough edges, some quirks, and hopefully they get some of that straightened out, because overall I think it's a pretty cool game. It's like a little bit of a lighter XCOM. It isn't like you're not spending nearly as much time in this area as you would with a regular XCOM game, and even the missions are kind of breezy. They're not you're not taking nearly as much time to complete them as you would with a normal XCOM mission. And yeah, I know a big part of XCOM is growing attached to your own custom characters that you recruit. So that can be that might be a big turnoff to some people, because this is a very specifically written cast of characters, with limited amount of customization in terms of like how they, like, there's almost no customization how they look except for changing their armor color, but and how they operate, like their abilities and stuff like that. But like I said, you're not getting don't go into this expecting a full XCOM experience. It's different. It's taking some risks in the way that it handles certain things, and that is one of the ways that it's differentiating itself. And for me, I don't really have that big of a attachment to that kind of XCOM gameplay, so I kind of like the little bit of character interaction and the backstories and the way that they feel like unique characters, instead of like randomly generated ones like you would get in a normal XCOM game. But yeah, that is XCOM Chimera Squad, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's technically Chimera. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce that word, but I am not a linguist, so I would believe somebody if they said it was supposed to be pronounced differently. But yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging out. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because there will be more in the future.